It's like very late in the morning, which is why you're not getting a picture. But I was going to tell you a story. Tell you a quick story whilst I can't sleep. This was a story that happened a couple of weeks ago. I went into Tesco's and I needed to buy some spring onions. And I walked in and I couldn't find the spring onions for what it was found as a friend. An old friend from school that I hadn't seen in a very long time. And we got sort of chatting. He was like, he said, Danny, so what are you up to doing these days? Well, what are you up to? And I said, oh, not much. I'm just getting on with stuff, very busy, lots of work. That's my usual answer at the minute. What are you doing? And he said, oh, I've recently started working for a new IT company. I said, that's great, what do they do? And he says, oh, it's just the general, like, call, tech support sort of stuff. I said, that's really great. And then he asked me, do you like my hair? And I thought, that's such an odd question. But I said to him, yeah, it's all right. What, is it new? And he said, no, I've had it for quite a while. I just really want to know if people like it or not. And I said, yeah, it's nice. It was like it was dyed sort of blue and green at the front, but like brown at the back. So it was a bit interesting. And I said, yeah, he said, is it just all right? And I said, well, yeah, no, it's fine. And he said, just fine. And then he began to like slowly take his hair out, like bit by bit. I think he sort of pulled from the front, and he pulled all his hair out of the top of his head. Like he didn't look like he was in pain, but he like pulled all of the hair. Like there were still clumps remaining, but like in like a one swift motion, he was like. So he was sitting there bald, and he said, "Does it look good now?" And I said, "Well, no, I preferred it with hair." And he said, "Oh, okay." And he tried to sort of put it back on, but it didn't really work. Then he said, "Do you like my trousers?" And I said, "Yeah, I do actually. They're quite nice." And he said, "Do you want them?" And I said, "No, thank you." He said, "Okay, well, I'll leave them here if you do want them." So he undid his belt, and then he pulled his trousers down and kept his shoes on, and then sort of he took his trousers off next to the spring onions, and he sort of put them over one of the sort of green crates they keep the veg in. So he's just standing there with no trousers on and sort of a patchy, bald head. He said, "Do you like my top?" And I said, "I can see where this is going. And no, it's all right. You can keep it on." And he said, "That's okay. So I've got this far." So he brought out a pair of scissors and he cut sort of through the middle of the top, and then he sort of took it off like a jacket, even though it was a pullover. And then he put that on top of the trousers that were hung over the thing. So he's sort of standing there just in his underwear, and then he said, "Do you want my underwear?" And I said, "No, I really don't. I don't think you should take those off at all. That wouldn't be okay." And he said, "No, don't worry, I'm not going to take them off. I'm going to burn them off." And I said, "That's really weird. I don't think you should do that." But then he sort of put like a lighter to it, and they sort of burnt up like flash paper instantly. And so he was like fully naked in front of me, and I just wanted to get some spring onions. But between his legs, he was sort of smooth. It was like a Barbie doll. He was like an action man. There was nothing there, and I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting." And he said, "Do you like it?" And I said, "I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I'm quite indifferent towards it." He said, "That's okay. It takes some getting used to." I said, That's fair enough. You know, that's okay." He said, "Yes, it is, isn't it?" And I said, "Yeah." So then he just sort of turned away and went home. And I bought some spring onions. That's the end of the story. It's a true story.